right. We finally got some drama on The Bachelor. You know, I love my reality TV, my good trash TV. And as much as I say that I hate drama, no, not when it comes to reality TV. Do I want my own drama? No. But reality TV, I need it to have drama because it's what sucks you in. It gets, it gets everyone's opinions going. And we saw a lot of that this episode. So before I get into all of that, I just want to touch on more some of the other things that happened before. We have 2 group dates this week and 1 one-on-one. Now, the first group date, classic pageant, they have to go up there. They have to show off their talents. Some girls decided to sing. Other girls decided to cheer. But I think, I don't know, I would just die on a date like that. I don't want to. When I see these dates and they have to go up on stage, there's always something like that, right? Like there's always a stage you have to get up on and perform or do something. So I just have such a fear of like public speaking that I just can't even imagine having to do that in front of everyone, let alone on live. Well, no, not live TV, on TV. Only one girl could win. And of course, Lexi won with her whole makeout session. She claimed she was the best kisser. She won the group date rose. And I think some girls weren't too happy about that because they felt kind of like, so you're just going to give it to her because she put her tongue down your throat. It was a little, sensual, I feel. It looked like they were both into it, especially her. But good for her. She got her time with him. And I think that obviously got him to notice her because at the end of the day, she's the one that got the rose. So the group date night portion of that first date, we see, I forget who was the girl, but we see Edwina with one of the girls talking about like the pageant and the fact that Lexi is the one that won. And Sydney decides to insert herself once again into the drama that it's just, they were just talking about it and she's already taking it up a level and basically saying, well, I'm going to stick up for my friend. And do you want a friend like that that's going to stick up for you in a room where what's that quote? It's like, I need someone that's going to stick up for me in a room where I'm being talked about or something like that. Anyways, totally botched the quote. But you want someone who's going to stand up for you, but you don't want someone that's just so problematic and like starts creating drama for no reason. It almost makes me feel like that was a deal that she came in with the producers, like as if they made a deal and they were like, okay, you're going to come in and you're going to be crazy and make up stuff. And that's going to be your role because it just seems so unnecessary. You see him talking with Maria. She again brings up the fact that she was really uncomfortable doing like the talent portion of it all. And I think Maria did she wasn't necessarily cheering. She was doing like some cartwheels and stuff. But she tells him that she's like an introvert. She's definitely a homebody, which I was kind of shocked to hear because I don't get that energy at all from Maria. Maybe it's because she is like bold and she is like, I don't know, she kind of speaks her mind that she doesn't come off as being an introvert. I'm definitely an introvert and I was like, oh, I would consider you an extrovert, but maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just the way she comes off that makes me feel like she's more of an extrovert than an introvert. But we love that. We love a nice introvert. We love a homebody. I love to be home. I can't believe there was once a time where I was young and actually liked being out literally all the time. Like I never wanted to be home. I wanted to be out all the time doing absolutely nothing, skipping school, doing all of that. It's just what I love to do. And it's just like, I can't imagine a life like that now. Riding the bus. No, I'll stay in my car. I'll stay home. So he checks in with Medina about, the cocktail party situation and kind of like gets her, like questions her, like, is there anything you want to share? And she's kind of like, don't really want to go there. And honestly, I love that. I love that she was not really at all trying to stir the pot. I think if it was up to her, she wouldn't have even brought it up. But the fact that he kind of kept questioning her, she kind of felt like, okay, I got to give him something so he can ease off. But she still didn't even tell the full story. She didn't say Maria's name, but she says that she felt bullied. She didn't say that the person was a bully. She just said that she felt bullied, and obviously that threw him off because he was just like, you know what is this all about? Now what am I supposed to do with this information? And because she didn't say a name, he didn't really have much to go off of. Now, when she comes back and she talks to the girls, oh no, he comes back in the room and he mentions a comment about drama and bullies and whatnot. And now everyone's kind of like, what? He walks away. Medina tells the girls, oh, that must have something to do with the conversation that we were having. And she tells them basically what she told them. Now, she does say to Maria, like, I didn't say your name. I didn't say it was you. And Maria's just kind of trying to calmly, I feel, talk to her. And she's just kind of like, can you please just explain to me how you felt bullied? Because again, Medina's point is she felt bullied because Maria kept asking her, who told you that I said that? Like, who was it? She wanted to know who it was. And Medina, I think she doesn't seem like much of a problem starter, honestly. I think this whole situation really just started because Sydney seems to want the attention. And so that's why she felt bullied, because she felt like Maria kept insisting, which I don't feel like that's accurate. Like, she just wanted to know. I don't know. I can't tell Medina how she must have felt at that moment, but it's not what I would consider a bully at all, or being bullied. But Maria's trying to understand, why did you feel bullied? And here comes Sydney once again inserting herself into everything. And she already has it out for Maria. I wonder what it is. I really like Maria. Like, at first I was kind of like, but she's grown on me because she seems very genuine and real. And we love that. We love how she handled the situation. She's out there, but she's respectful. Like, I like her. So Sydney tells her, well, I felt bullied as well. And Maria's just like, honey, like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, stop. And so they're kind of going back and forth about it. Sydney handled it so terribly because she's already in the wrong. And the way she's coming off, it's very much immature. Like, that's all. When I was watching that, I was like, oh my God. And she's like laughing. She even walks away from the situation trying to be the bigger person and whatnot, and is laughing. And she's laughing, walking towards the producers. So I'm like, it's just, she clearly, I think she's trying to get her 5 minutes of fame. She's trying to make, because she knows she's not going to get anywhere with Joey, most likely. She is trying to make a name of herself and trying to make it on the next season of BIP. And after everything we've seen, she's definitely going to be on there. And she might just be the villain, or sometimes the people who are the villain in the seasons are not necessarily the people who are the villains on the beach. We'll see. We'll have to see. But she's definitely going to be on there. We already know. So I just can't with the way she handled the situation. Props to Maria, because in that moment, like, I'm watching that and my blood is boiling, because I want to, I don't know. Like, it was just so, it reminded me of when me and my sister, I have an older sister, when we were very petty growing up. We fought so much growing up. We were definitely not like, we're best friends. Like, no, it's like we hated each other. We went back and forth all the time, and we were so petty that we would act like that, just like she did in situations. And we would always want to get the last word. And it was just so, I think about it now and I just laugh, and it's just so dumb and petty. But that's what it reminded me of. It was very like mean girl of her. Like, gosh, how old is she? I don't even know how old she is at this point, but she's giving young. She's giving, you need to mature. And also, I don't understand why none of the girls are coming in Maria's defense. Like, I would have inserted myself into the drama, because at this point, I'm not going to let you try to paint a narrative that is just not it. And we all know it's not it. Like, no. And maybe because this is TV and we don't get to see everything, and they're going to edit it however they want to edit it, they can make someone look good, someone look bad. I mean, Sydney's case, let's be real. It is who she is, But I think they, if there were people who, came into Maria's defense, if any of the girls did, that might have been edited out, or maybe no one came to her defense. I don't know. We do see Allison touch on it, but she's not talking to any of the girls. She's talking to the camera, basically saying like, Maria's not a bully. She's just bold and she's herself or whatever, which, period. We do see Medina and Maria have a conversation about it the next day, and they're like cool. Like, they're cool, you know? And Medina's kind of like, well, I want all of us to be cool, including Sydney. And then, I mean, let's be real. Duh. Sydney and Maria are just not going to be cool anytime soon. The one-on-one date goes to Jen, and they go surfing. There's another date I would never be able to go on because I can't swim. I can't even float. She has a banging body. She's really pretty, very much baby face. I think I said that in the beginning. But we learn more about her. I guess she grew up in a toxic environment with her parents always fighting. And she said I think she said something like she felt like her dad made her feel unwanted. And how she doesn't have a relationship with him today, which was very sad. It's terrible because it's like, I think parents sometimes don't realize that the way you bring up your kids, especially if it's like a toxic environment like that, like it can greatly affect them. So everything she was talking about, how she felt growing up, it was just so sad. And it could have been avoidable if parents would just learn how to deal with their differences in non-toxic ways. We see the little lights in the sky. Jen, will you accept this rose? I don't know how they do that. At first, I thought it was fireworks, but that definitely was not fireworks. Have no clue how they do that. Must cost a lot of money, but I mean, what a beautiful way to end the night. I would love for someone to do that for me. Now, the second group date, they get to play tennis, another sport I don't play. I didn't grow up playing tennis. I didn't grow up playing much, actually. And I'm not sure that we've seen something necessarily like this, because not only were they competing in a little tennis match, they were wearing costumes. So I think out of all the costumes, I would have opted for the baby ones. I thought those were cute. And I like that they were like really like big on the bottoms. I don't know, they look kind of comfy. We definitely know that KFC is a sponsor, because that pool party, KFC has never looked so good. I grew up eating KFC, and I actually live across a KFC now. And I've had it like once since I moved in, maybe like 3 months ago. And it just was not it. Like, I remember it being or tasting so much better. I'm definitely not a Popeyes person. I tried to like Popeyes, and maybe there was a period in time where I sort of liked it, but I still definitely think KFC is better. But those fries looked really good, as well as the chicken. It looks so nice and crispy. Makes me wanna have some, but I know it's just not gonna taste as good as it looked on the show. They even had the little floaties with the KFC guy. I don't know his name. Is it Tom? I'm making that up, maybe. And then it had like a place to put your bucket of chicken. It was really cool. But clearly they're a sponsor. Clearly they got paid. Now, at this pool party, Sydney thought it was the most appropriate time to bring this whole situation up to Joey, because I guess at this point, unless the producers are sort of filling him in, he doesn't know he doesn't know the girls involved. He knows it's Medina. He doesn't know the other two. So she decides to go talk to him and bring up this whole situation. Maria, though, in that bikini, Maria's body banging. I mean, the Bachelor is never going to cast somebody who doesn't have a banging body, because let's face it, we know the kind of women and men that they get to be on the show, and they have to be like perfect looking in every sense. So, but her body looked great. Her bikini, that lace black bikini, was so cute. But anyways, back to Sydney. She decides to go talk to him, and basically, talks very badly about Maria. Said that Maria started attacking Medina, and then Sydney then became her target. She says that she verbally attacked her, and she just sat there and took it. like Sydney sat there and took it. Like that's not what happened. That's unless we're missing something and they cut that part out. That's not what happened. And Joey's just kind of like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do with this information? And I think he was kind of bummed because Maria's name was mentioned. And we can see that he likes Maria. He mentioned that he does like her, but he keeps saying like he wants to build a deeper connection, I guess, get to know her like on a deeper level. I think it's all kind of surface right now. He likes her personality. He likes what he sees. So I think he was very bummed to hear that, but he does say that it would be tough to send someone home if he doesn't know two sides to the story, right? So he's definitely like in the mentality of, I have to hear Maria out, because it wouldn't be fair to just send someone home from what one person said. Now, Maria is such a class act. We stan Maria. She takes it so well. She lets him speak, doesn't cut him off, and she's just kind of like, she didn't even come off like well, she was clearly upset because she did start to tear up. What, mommy? I think she wants her food. I'm gonna feed you in like 5 minutes. Okay, my little girl. So basically, she does start tearing up a bit because I guess in Maria's past she has been bullied. So she very calmly and openly and so real talks to him, and it's like, I've been bullied. I know what that's like, and this is just not it. And she does say, like, I did expect the journey to be rough, but I never expected it to be because of the girls. Like, I never really expected there to be a problem between me and any of the girls in the house. And she says, if you like Sydney, then there's no way that you can like me because we're two totally different people. And I mean, she has a point. But I think he left that conversation with Maria kind of feeling like, darn, like I should have asked more questions when I was talking to Sydney. And like Maria comes off just as honest and as open as she can be. And I know he was confused after that. And it's just like, we know that his connection with Maria is stronger than Sydney's. Like, from what we've seen, we know that. So Sydney does get the last rose for the night. And then we see a preview for next week. We know that they're going to put them on the 2-on-1. And my whole thing is, there's no way he's going to send Maria home. Like, at that point, if he is feeling like Sydney might be telling the truth over Maria, it's like the producers got to step in at some point, because you gotta let him know who's in the right and who's in the wrong. But because his connection with Maria is a lot stronger than Sydney, like, I truly don't think. I think they're just trying to build it up and make it seem like he might let Maria go, but there's just no way that's happening. Sydney's definitely going home next week. Now, we did see some people from Bachelor Nation speak on the situation between Sydney and Maria. And Ashley Canetti, if anyone's watching this, you must know who Ashley is. If you do not know who Ashley is, you need to go back and watch her season of The Bachelor. I think she was on, I'm blanking on the guy's name. Was his name Chris? Was that his name? I don't remember, but you can Google it. Watch her season of Paradise. Like, Ashley is the last person she was defending Sydney because Sydney's her friend. And I think she somehow helped Sydney get on The Bachelor. I have no idea how they're friends. I don't care. But she's the last person you'd want kind of advocating for you, because it's just like, Ashley was very problematic, was very mean girl. And I'll never forget it. Like, if you've seen her Bachelor in Paradise season, I think she was on 2, or was she just on 1? I want to say she was on 2 seasons, but I'm not sure. It was terrible. She was such a mean girl to Kayla, I believe was her name, because Jared was interested in her. And she's so unhinged. She's the last person. Like, I'm just like, Ashley, stop. Like, I don't know. I feel like Ashley's had problematic behavior, a lot of it in the past. And so I don't take her word for anything. Like, of course you're friends with Sydney. That adds up. And so I don't know. But that her season of Bachelor in Paradise, guys, it's so crazy. Now, that was great TV. She was mean girl. Yes. super traumatic. I mean, it was insane. It was probably, I feel like, one of the craziest, like, oh my God, situations ever, because poor Jared, now she's married to him, but he did not want her back in the day, period. And so it was just a lot. But I feel like, gosh, it almost makes me want to go back and watch that season, because I think it was like season 2. I can't even remember, but it was a good season. I'm like, if that were to come out now, like if that whole situation were to have aired now in today's time with social media being at its most high, like Ashley would get so much backlash, and there would be like a million memes of her. She makes for great TV. I'll give her that. But of course, she comes to Sydney's defense. I'm not taking her word for much of anything, honestly. Um, Charity also came out, and I think she was just kind of coming down on the producers for not like stepping in for Joey as the lead. And I don't know. I think it's similar to what I'm saying. Like, if Joey's like, I'm going to send Maria home because I believe Sydney, a producer better walk in there and tell him, no, actually, here, let me tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but that was basically my little recap of this drama. We'll see how it continues. I'm sure there will be so much more interesting things happening next week. But for episode 3, that is all I have to say. Bye.